To celebrate International Women's Day, I'm going to talk a little bit about the employment of women in Chesterfield during World War One. We would like to thank Janet Murphy for her wonderful research. Janet Murphy's book on Chesterfield's remarkable women, which includes the stories of 50 Chesterfield women, is coming out very soon. All the proceeds from this book go to Ashgate Hospice. This is a very brief overview of some of the jobs that women had during World War One. Addressing a meeting on the 3rd anniversary of the beginning of the war, Emma Louise Bond, who was the wife of a reverend at the Elder Yard Chapel, she said, "This war has done something for the women and the girls. It has given them a freedom they have never had before." The introduction of conscription to the army in 1916 led to women being urgently needed to fill in the traditionally male roles in work and factories, including munitions production. One company already employing women was Robinsons and Sons. At the Wheatbridge Works, the outbreak of war brought a huge demand for surgical dressings, with employees working double and even treble shifts. More staff were taking on, and a total soon passed of 2,000, most of whom would have been women. At the Homebrook Works, where cardboard boxes were made, they also began making munition fittings, whilst the number of men employed fell from 120 to less than 30, and these were all replaced by women. Another firm employing women was the Midland Preserving Company at Whittington, the products going to feed the soldiers. The Patent Electric Shot Firing Company was another big employer of women for making fuses and detonators for Mills bombs, which was really dangerous work. Between 1917 and 1918, British munitions factories were the largest single employer of women workers. In September 1915, 18 girls were taken on for munition work at Markham Works, rising to 50 later when 100 women were employed at Brian Donkin's, 20 at Plowrights, and 100 worked at Chesterfield Manufacturing Company, where they were engaged in manufacturing fuels for gas stoves. Susanna Williams was employed at Staveley Coal and Iron Company, which involved walking daily from Spittal to Staveley, organising her teams of girls who had replaced the men, and then walking home again after a long day at work. Women were also employed at Sheepbridge Coal and Iron Company. At Barrow Hill and Staveley Loco Works, they cleaned engines. Other women were employed on the railways as ticket collectors, porters, and cleaners. At Proctor's on Park Road, 30 women were employed in manufacturing ammunition boxes. At Ayres, they undertook joinery, and elsewhere they made mosquito nets. By July 1917, there were 30 motor women and 18 conductresses on the trams. These wonderful images of the female tram staff in Chesterfield during World War One are from the collections of the National Tramway Museum at Crouch. Marjorie Cowley, also known as Bab, served at the Grange Hospital Southport, where she met an Australian soldier. They were married, and Marjorie accompanied her husband to Australia. Chesterfield women are known to have served with voluntary aid detachments, British Red Cross, Queen Alexandra's Imperial Nursing Service, and the Territorial Forces Nursing Service. In 1917, with no end to the war in sight, recruitment began for the armed service. The Women's Armed Auxiliary Corps, known as Queen Mary's Armed Auxiliary Corps from April 1918, the Women's Royal Naval Service, and the Women's Royal Air Force. Their formation was intended to release men for frontline service. In the WAAC, they were employed as clerks, typists, cooks and mechanics, and to maintain war graves. 4 women from Chesterfield served with the WAAC, 3 of whom went to France. In 1917, the Women's Land Army was also formed. Sadly, little is known about the experiences of women workers during the war. As the war was ending, men started to come back home and sometimes would be unfit for war, but would be well enough for duties at work. And these jobs started to disappear. Women would start to lose these job roles and find themselves back in the home. I think you'll agree it's really fascinating to hear all of these amazing stories about women workers in World War One. If you have any stories from your ancestors about women working in World War One, please get in touch. We would love to hear from you. Happy International Women's Day. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.